So you're thinking about selling your home. Let me tell you, there is one decision that is more important than literally everything else put together. And that's the price. You get it right and you're golden. But if you get it wrong, well, that can cost you thousands right out of the gate. Today we're going to open up the professional's playbook and show you exactly how to nail it.
It's a great question, isn't it? And I promise you, the answer isn't what you think. It's not about having bad photos or, a messy open house. The biggest mistake happens silently, online, and it happens within the first few days your house is even listed.
And get this, it all goes down in the first 14 days. The consequences? They can literally be measured in thousands and thousands of dollars lost. The stakes are incredibly high, right from day one.
And that brings us right to the heart of what we call the seller's dilemma. That first, absolutely critical decision about the price, it's part art, part science, and getting it right is, well, it's everything. To get there, though, we first have to agree on one very important definition.
Okay, let's just be brutally honest about fair market value. It is not what you hope you'll get, it's not what some online calculator guessed, and it's definitely not what your neighbor got a year ago. It is simply the price that a real, qualified buyer is willing to pay for your home in today's market. That's it. It's based on cold, hard data.
And that leads us directly to the number one mistake that sellers make, time and time again, overpricing. And the consequence is just devastating. It's not just that you won't get offers. Oh, it's much worse than that. It's that the right buyers, the people who actually want to buy your home, will never even see it. You literally become invisible.
So how on earth does this happen? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Let's say your home's true value is somewhere around $500,000, but you list it for $550,000, just to test the market. Well, here's the problem. All the serious buyers looking for a home just like yours, they've set their Zillow search filter to max out at, say, $525,000. So guess what happens?
Exactly. Poof, your home never even shows up in their search results. You've filtered yourself out of your own target market before they even had a chance to see your beautiful kitchen. It's a completely self-inflicted wound, and it happens at the worst possible time.
And this is why it's so critical. You have what we call a 2-week golden window. In that first week, your home is new, it's exciting, it's popping up at the top of every search. But after 2 weeks with no action, a stigma starts to set in. Buyers see it just sitting there, and they immediately start asking that one dreaded question. What's wrong with it?
So how do you avoid this trap? How do you take back control of the whole process? Well, it starts with a really simple but powerful analogy. I want you to think of your price not as some fixed number, but as a faucet that you control. A faucet that controls the flow of buyers right to your front door.
It really is this simple. You price it too high, and what do you get? A tiny trickle of interest, if you're lucky. Price it correctly, right at that fair market value sweet spot, and you get a nice steady flow of qualified, serious buyers. But if you price it just slightly below the market, you open the floodgates. That's when you get a rush of traffic, which often leads to multiple offers that actually drive the price right back up. The point is, you are the one controlling the flow.
And when you turn that faucet on with the right price, just look at the kind of exposure you unlock. This isn't just about a few people seeing your listing. You are activating a massive marketing engine. We're talking over 700 websites worldwide. You're tapping into a network of nearly 100,000 agents just in South Florida and literally millions of agents worldwide who now have your correctly priced home right in front of them. This is how you make sure every single potential buyer sees your home. Okay, now for the pro-level strategy. The market isn't static, right? It's always moving. So you can't just price your home for where the market is today. You have to price it for where the market is going. And this is the perfect way to think about it. The real estate market is never just standing still. It's like a balloon that's always rising or falling. And if you want to hit it with an arrow, you can't aim where it is right this second. You have to aim where it's going to be. You have to lead the target.
So here's what that looks like in the real world. In a hot seller's market, that balloon is rising. So you can price slightly ahead of the current comparable sales, meeting the market where it's headed. But in a cooler buyer's market, the balloon is falling. So you have to be even smarter. You have to price competitively ahead of that downward trend just to stand out. In either case, the key is always to aim ahead.
Okay, let's bring this all together. We've talked about the traps and we've talked about the strategies. So what are the core truths you can walk away with right now that will give you a real, tangible strategic advantage?
These are the absolute keys. First, fair market value works. It attracts the right people. 2, Overpricing makes you a ghost. It drives those people away. 3. That 2-week window is everything. The clock starts ticking on day 1. 4. At the end of the day, location and condition are the ultimate drivers of value. 5. You have to listen to the market. It always tells the truth, but that truth can change fast. And finally, if a price adjustment is needed, do it quickly. Delaying always costs you more time and more money.
Now, applying all these strategies correctly, well, that usually comes down to working with the right professional. And speaking of strategic advantages, the expert behind this playbook, Antonio Ortega LLC, has a pretty unique offer, and it's represented by this number, 10%.
So, what does that actually mean for you? It means that a full 10% of the professional fee goes directly back into your pocket to help cover your closing costs. It's a real financial benefit that just reinforces the main goal here, which is getting you the best possible outcome on your sale.
So look, you have the playbook now. You understand the overpricing trap. You know how to control the buyer faucet, and you even know how to aim for that moving balloon. The only question left is, are you ready to take this knowledge and act with total confidence? If the answer is yes, your very next step is to get a clear, professional look at your home's true fair market value. You can get a free, no-obligation analysis just by visiting cmabyemail.com or by calling or texting the number right here on your screen. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope this gives you the confidence to make your next move a hugely successful one.